A lot of stuff to talk about.
Yeah. It's Friday. We're heading into the weekend. Sometimes you got to look at your phone, see what day it actually is. But I'm feeling slightly delusional today. You know what I mean?
It's one of those days. It's like, I can't wait to just, take a nap, respite. You know what I mean? I'm happy to report that, and I'll talk about it later, but that, I found out that like over 500 pens of insulin got to like spruce pine and all that, so that's cool.
Yeah, I got to tell you, you have become the diabetic man in town. You are Wilford Brimley. You are Wilford Brimley of Asheville.
It's funny you should say that. I was actually I thought it may be arrogant, but I'm glad you said it, not me.
Right.
To coin myself.
And listen.
The Quaker Oats guy.
Now listen.
Of Asheville.
Now, I'm not mocking it at all. I have lived with you through this horrendous diabetes, okay? When you got it. And all kinds of stuff.
Oh, I had a stroke in your basement.
I know. So I totally I get it all.
It's been bad. So we can talk about
it. But we find the jest in little things. It's amazing what you're doing, but we have a history with Wilford Brimley, who's the Quaker Oats guy, who actually...
Before he died.
But he was big in diabetes and things like that because he had it. And do you want to tell the story about how we tweeted him at the time?
Yeah, you know what? Let's do this.
Okay.
Why don't we leave it as a cliffhanger?
Okay.
Because we have Killer Queen.
So everybody waking up, the cliffhanger for you is Wilford Brimley, the Quaker Oats guy. Okay.
And how I am not only Asheville's Quaker Oats guy,
right?
All right, but how he actually spoke to us. He spoke to me. And he bestowed upon me, quote, an honor before his death that is forever written and etched on his Twitter.
Well, and you probably have never eaten a bowl of Quaker Oats in your life.
No, I have not.
No.
Stay on the edge of your seat.
Yeah.
It is 105.9 The Mountain, Asheville's Classic Rock. The Rizzo and Jeff Show. Lots of stuff to talk about today. Visited the Hamburglar yesterday. Got handed a water by somebody who makes $130 million a year. Never seen that before. I was at the while you were at hobnobbing with some of the richest people.
My God! I was at the Basilica Church downtown and doing laundry at the Laundry Zone.
Yeah, how was the Laundry Zone? LG, right?
Well, I got to tell you, it was quite the setup. They have a nice little operation. I didn't do the wash and dry because I have electric.
Did they have a dryer?
Oh yeah. Yeah, but I did the dry at home because the electric.
So you took the wet.
Okay. Right.
Did you put them in the bag? I'd feel better in my own dryer anyway.
Yes. The washer I get, the dryer I'd like. And look, we had cheeseburgers, hot dogs out there, and I took advantage.
Well, so it's people that are trying to get back some semblance of normalcy.
Families,
and that's all I saw.
Yeah, there were families, children were out there. Some senior citizens were out there as well. So everybody from all walks of life. Down there just trying to get it done. So, but it was good. I like the operation. It's smooth.
Now, did they have showers or was it just the washer zone?
Just the washer zone. Yeah, the showers I think were across the street, but
Well, and again, we both. I showered yesterday as well, and I have a beautiful glistening bald head. And I got to tell you, I'm just going to say this, and again, it's hard because we're all going through such a tough time, and I'm going to save. I've decided because it's such a good story, and I have a picture that I'm going to post the Wilford Brimley diabetic story. Because and again, that ties in with stuff that's going on in the community because we, I put a caravan together and got 500 insulin pens, people in Spruce Pine and whatnot. So.
Yeah, you did, and it was all because of the fact that you were scared that you weren't going to be able to get the insulin you needed and there are a lot of days and worry there. And
I mean, I could maybe find a vial and do an injection, but you know what happens? I start to like there are times if my sugar's bad, like and I don't have my regular medicine, if I'm doing the show, like I'll look like I'm falling asleep. So like I couldn't live like that, and without my medicine, I might be able to live like 10 days. So I was so grateful. And, it's just, I am starting to see, and that's the point of, I think, that we're trying.
Right.
As best as we can, whether it's, I was so happy to go interview the Hamburglar yesterday. I'll get into that, but and the Hamburglar wasn't talking.
Well.
I thought the Hamburglar talked.
You speak. Whoever's under that dome, you have a conversation. You say something. You speak.
Yeah. The Hamburglar didn't speak.
Yeah. Well, look, you got to give it to. You really have to give it to McDonald's, because they've been rocking that truck. That puppy has been here. When Denny's came and split, but no issues with McDonald's. The McRig has been rocking.
I got bad news. McRig's gone.
Did it leave yet yesterday? Want to go to Florida?
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay.
That's why the Prez was there.
So he does the final day pop in? Okay.
He does but I made sure to meet a man and talk to him who makes $135 million a year and knows where all the Monopoly pieces are, and he handed me my water and my apples.
Yeah.
It was wonderful. It really was. But the point of all this is that we're all, even though it's not going to be normal here for a long, long time, I think that getting back to some semblance of normalcy, Jeff, even the small little things, whether it's, driving around and getting a burger or, because I feel like did you go to the cookout?
I did.
So you have found a new love for the cookout. I don't know what has become over you.
Yeah, well, I can't. I can't overfast. I don't overfast food. Okay,
no.
But at a time where you didn't have a lot of stuff, and you just don't feel like cooking some days. The mood is not there.
It's hard. It's
hard to cook. Let me make a lasagna or whatever it may be. Your mood, you're just not there. You don't feel like it, even though people are stocking up with certain foods and things and rations and stuff. But so good old cookouts there, and it's quality stuff, man. I gotta tell you.
I have yet to have gone since. Because my cookout was closed down, or the one that was closer to my house, and I know that they met earlier in the week, I think, to figure out who can open when, where, stuff like that. But what I don't understand is, do they have running water at said cookout?
They're giving out cans of soda, so no, there's no running water. Okay. So, however, they're making that work, and. I'm assuming there's potable stuff that's there.
Hand sanitizer.
Right. I'm guessing they're franchised, so it all depends on the franchise owner, right? And who's getting it done and who steps up to the plate and things like that. I think the Little Caesars is opening. I feel like I see people in there.
Little Caesars?
Yeah, hot and ready, possibly. I was tipped off that there's a new one's coming out with Little Caesars from a friend of ours who enjoys glugging on lots of fast food. Is
this the one who we're going to be talking about later? Who considered reaching out to Wilford?
No, it is not.
Okay.
No, it is not. But a friend of ours from Western New York who enjoyed the McChicken Big Mac.
The McChicken Big Mac. I saw
and
that.
And he tipped me to a Little Caesars bacon crust coming. That's
a bacon
crust. I guess bacon within the crust.
They would. Within the crust.
Yeah, how the hell can you screw that up?
I don't know. I guess you just put bacon in the... That sounds delicious.
He had the fast food roundup for me, so...
Did he really?
Yeah.
Well, you know what? Once I think, get back to some semblance of normalcy, I'm hoping that maybe, he can... join us, and maybe we'll do a once-a-month fast food roundup, and he could tell us... Because he's that guy. There's a sandwich to be had... he goes to have it.
Yeah, well, and I want next for him is if he tried that. He wasn't impressed by the McChicken Big Mac. Okay, that's the big thing that came out yesterday.
Okay,
I need him to mouth the Krabby Patty Burger at Wendy's. That came out, and everybody's talking about that.
The Wendy's Krabby Patty Burger? Is that a real thing?
It is. Remember,
is it square?
It's square. And the burgers are always square at Wendy's, but
I know that. That's why I asked, because the Krabby Patty's round.
But we have, look, we talked about it a couple of weeks ago with it coming out, so that's next on his clog your carotid arteries menu. Okay.
Well, I'll tell you what. We know the fast food bandit. Listen. We're going to talk about Jeff's new obsession with Cookout. Me at McDonald's. How the diabetic baton.
Yeah.
Was passed to me by the king of diabetes himself.
Yeah.
And again,
is that what got him? By the way, is that how he went down, Wilford Brimley? I wonder,
Jeff. Just so you know, every human being who has diabetes dies from complications to diabetes.
Not necessarily.
That is so. If you had a stroke, it's a stroke because of a complication of diabetes.
It was.
Of course, I'm a diabetic. That's how I will die. At least I know how I'm going to die. But yes, if you have diabetes, you will die.
Well, you got to give it to him. 85. He went down. Let me tell you what it was.
85 is not going to. What was it? Well, how did he die?
The kidneys quit.
Complications from diabetes.
Yeah.
So every diabetic knows how they're going down.
Yeah.
They just don't know which way. Is it going to be a stroke? Or your kidneys going to quit? Right?
He was on dialysis.
Well, then...
So that's how that happened for him, but yeah. It's diabetes. That's why it's so awesome that you're doing what you're doing. Not to make light of it, but
we're trying to kind of look at things and kind of like, look, it's the weekend. Right. I know that that a lot of you are out there working. We're doing the same thing, like trying to volunteer our time, things like that. But
you got to find a little levity in some of the craziness that goes on with
because if not, we're all going to go crazy.
Right. No, yeah. I feel like we're at a different stage now of things. Like,
with the water connection, right? And then I hear Black Mountain is starting to get some trickles. But I think, it's starting to flow again. The water in Black Mountain.
I was reading. You know what it was? It was like a week and a half of kind of this. I know it sounds crazy, but like adrenaline with this and fighting to survive and all that kind of. See what I'm saying? Like finding the gas, finding the food. Finding the showers, finding the laundry, boom, 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 and you were just going and going and going. And now after a couple of weeks, as things begin to settle down a little bit, you're looking around going, okay, all right, well, now we're halfway through the month, basically.
Yeah.
Now, two more weeks to rent again, and all those kind of things. So it's... Yeah.
And there are some apartment complexes that are, prorating, waiving rent fees. Some who are just...
Some who are nailing them with rent fees. I was just reading today. And getting people with rent fees not caring and, all kinds of things. So
yeah, I mean, it's definitely bad. But, listen, water's flowing, I think, at least in Black Mountain, which gives people kind of that, okay, maybe you're over the hump. And that's kind of where we're at. So there's a lot to talk about today. Jeff and I obviously give you the latest information, but also kind of package it in a way that maybe gives you a little bit of a chuckle, just because I get it, man. We go home and it's like we stare at the four walls. It's hard,
we can't, even though all this is going on. We can't sit here every day with doom and gloom, or we're all going to lose our minds.
Right.
All of us collectively.
It's the truth.
Right.
I mean, you think about it. You're in your car. If you're listening now, you're going to work, or you don't have any electricity, or you have no cable, you have nothing. Right. So I mean, if I had a channel and I called it the Sad Misery Channel, how long would you watch it?
Yeah. Right.
Only bad news all the time.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Call. and cry.
Right, yeah,
and
with a 1-900-CRY.
Right.
Well,
right.
you know, we talked about that.
Right.
You know, listen, 828-240-1059. If you have questions, if you need help, you just want somebody to talk to, or, you know, if you would watch the All Sad All the Time channel. I mean, that's, you know, but listen.
There's some people that would.
There, you know, I do think that is true. I do think there are people like that. But, you know, I like to think that the people listening to the Rizzo and Jeff show know that we like to give you information, but we also like to, you know, leave you with a, you know, what's that thing when they say slugger? Like a, there you go, slugger, like an attaboy slugger.
Yeah, that makes me want to cry.
Okay.
Hey, did you know we got a new app? Make sure to update it or download it in any app store by searching 105.9 The Mountain.
It is 105.9 The Mountain, Asheville's classic rock. Speaking of special, I will say this. There's some good news that the water has been connected at the North Fork bypass line. That's actually pretty special. Black Mountain has water. I think that once they start having it, it's going to start trickling down, and they're going to find. So, I mean, there's hope. That's kind of the exciting part about it.
And we announced that kind of yesterday. We have some friends on the side that are down there working on it.
Yeah, they kind of keep us abreast of the sitch.
And we can't be rats. We can't dime out who it is.
Listen. We don't
do that. Right. So we have some friends working on the lines down there, letting us know. The one big problem, it's going to be less the connecting of the pipes. They're already working downstream on repairing all those, or they have been. It's just the treatment of the water that's going to be, how can they get that done?
Because they said when you get water, they said, you know, even if and when, like for the people of Black Mountain, like don't boil it, don't bathe in it, don't do anything with it. And that's what they said. They were like, don't even boil it. Like, just don't.
Yeah?
Yes.
Okay.
They said, I mean, you know, it's a great idea, a great thing that the North Fork bypass line was connected, but they said, and I quote, hold on, I just want to make sure I get it exact. Okay. If you did get any of the water, it is not drinkable, even if you boil it. It is not to be used for anything. Barely flushing toilets. This water warning will be in effect until further notice. Expect the water to be discolored, brown, looking like yoo-hoo because of the high amount of sediment in it. So as distribution of water is restored and begins to flow, ensure all of your faucets are turned off. And we've told you this like 2 weeks ago, if you were listening, when we were trying to connect people and help people get rescued. Turn off your hot water heater switch because on your circuit breaker, because if you don't, it could fry, and then you could go through all this and want nothing but a hot shower.
Can I tell you?
Only to have it blown.
Yes,
did you do it yet?
I'm going to tell you what.
You didn't do it yet,
I'm going to tell you what happened with that. Okay.
Oh, here we go.
So
you didn't do it. Just say you didn't.
Listen, I went downtown, right, and I got my clothes washed. And then I came back because the power had come on, and I said, all right, let me use the dryer. Well, the circuit breaker that is to the dryer and the hot water heater are the same. So I had turned it off, and then and then I go to put the dryer on. I'm like, the dryer's not working. I'm like, all right, maybe I flicked something wrong.
Right.
So I flick it back on. To do the dryer, and then I'm listening. I'm like, "What the hell is that sound?" It sounded. So I went in to where the hot water heater was, and it was like doing whatever it was doing.
What it's doing is heating up metal.
Right. Well, there's water in it, but I guess it was heating up the water and stuff. But for the little time that I have to do the dryer and stuff, I'm gonna have to go on and off for that. Short amount of time. Not that I'm.
Can you turn on your faucets at all?
No.
So then there is no water.
Well, when I turn it, so now I notice that when I turn on the hot water side, I'll get a little trickle. It'll come out, but then eventually it'll stop.
Okay, when you turn that
when I turn it on.
So there's maybe a reserve. Okay,
something is there's a little bit of it.
So your dryer and
what? Of course. Why? You understand when things happen to us? Okay, you're like, yes, I could dryer, boom, and then that's going to be the case. Of course,
that's exactly. Oh, that's terrible.
I know. Well, there's no luck.
No.
So?
Speaking of, no luck, because a lot of people are getting frustrated. They are sharing things on social media, and they're getting, frankly, frustrated with, they're blaming the Red Cross, they're blaming FEMA, they're blaming all that stuff. It's this person, it's that person, it's the government, it's the mayor, it's this, it's that, blah, blah, blah. So yesterday, and I don't think I've ever heard, have you ever heard of Testy? Joe Biden?
He's nasty. Are you kidding me?
I got to be honest with you.
Joe Biden?
He was testy yesterday.
He's a nasty thing.
I get he's, crisscross old pop-up applesauce, but
No.
I got to tell you, he was testy.
Well, he can get real nasty. He can.
he?
Yeah.
Okay, well, I don't pay enough attention, I guess, to him to know, but I will tell you this. I was very surprised at how just testy.
Yeah, I saw a couple of clips. This one you're about to play. This wasn't even the other one that I had seen with him. Yeah, there's a couple. I just figured, to give you just kind of a sense of how it started. And he curses a lot, behind closed doors.
That's he does.
Potty mouth.
Yeah, he can barely hold it together here. And I don't know if it's his just total hatred of Donald Trump that initially riled him up because people were asking him questions. But he was talking about the rumors. He was talking about FEMA. He was talking about, hey, it's not true.
He's mad they pushed him out.
I think
he's mad they're sending him home. Sending him to Delaware.
They're mad. They're taking him behind the shed.
Right. It'll be January. He'll be on the beach in the Northeast.
Yeah. That's not a
why on the beach, Joe?
Right.
It's July. No, it's not. It's January.
Joe, why are you in a 1930s bathing suit?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like with the striped and everything, and the pants that come down to your knees.
Right.
Oh, it's that summer. So anyway, he got really testy yesterday because, again, there is a lot of misinformation, whatever your political beliefs are, about organizations. Right. So he was saying, I would like to clarify a couple things about, what, the lady from Georgia, Marjorie Taylor Greene, Donald Trump, I guess, have said or whatever, and so he got very testy. I think that. And tell me how testy on because you say level?
I watch the news all the time.
You watch it. So tell me, what is this Biden testy level? Okay. Ready? All right, here it is.
Former President Trump has led this onslaught of lies.
Here we go.
Assertions have been made that property is being confiscated. That's simply not true.
Here we go.
They're saying people impacted by these storms will receive $750 in cash and no more. That is simply not true either. They're saying that money needed for these crises are being diverted to migrants. What the heck are they talking about? Stop it. It's outrageous. It's just not true. Now the claims are getting even more bizarre. Marjorie Taylor Greene, the congresswoman from Georgia, is now saying the federal government is literally controlling the weather. We're controlling the weather. It's beyond ridiculous. It's so stupid.
And again, I had to edit that because he's got a little bit of a potty mouth, but testy level for Biden. See, for me, that was just, I don't know if it was, I just felt that anger.
Did you?
I did. I felt it. And he threw a HE double hockey sticks in there. And that's that. I haven't heard him HE double hockey sticks.
I sent you another one in your email, if you wanted to check it out. But, the level of testy when it comes to that, I don't think that he was on a level of what? What are the numbers? 1 to
10.
1 to 10.
10 being the most testy and carafe.
5 to 6 on the testy.
5 to 6 on the testy?
Yeah.
Well, I got the clip that you sent. Do you find well, you know what? All right, let's see.
Okay, all right.
We have Biden testy levels here because I thought he got testy yesterday talking about FEMA because it is not. I mean, it's not that you're just going to get $750. If there's damage and stuff to your property, you will get more money. Like that is 100% true. Like so, people who say that is wrong. But all right, so let's see.
All right, Biden
spoken with former President Trump at all?
Are you kidding me? Mr. President Trump, former President Trump, get a life, man. Help these people.
Will you hold him accountable? You said you were going to.
Oh my God, he's walking. Whoa. He's walking away.
Hold him accountable. You better than the press hold him accountable because you know the truth.
Will you plan to speak with former President
Oh
Trump?
my
Wow.
God! Whoa. So okay.
Saw that yesterday.
Okay. So now that I've seen that, Biden,
That's 7 to 8 on the Biden testy level.
oh, that's not even a 10. Listen,
No.
he walks away. He's like, you better hold. So I guess is he saying he thinks he's going to win because he's like he said, well, you guys better hold him accountable when and then he walks away.
Yeah.
Oh, so okay. I didn't realize that we had testy Biden like that.
Yeah, it's a rough go. Yeah, he's
Wow.
he's fired up here. He's got
fired
a
up.
few months to go. Yeah.
That's well, you know what? I guess if you know, like, I assume maybe it's like I don't want to say Dennis Rader. That's a bad thing. But maybe if you
Dennis,
what I was going to say,
that's a different level of being testy. BTK.
I didn't mean it that way.
Yeah.
I meant like if you know that like the end is near. I didn't mean like Raider.
No, that's not a comparison. Yeah. So.
All right, let me reset. I didn't mean that. That's not what I meant. Okay, we'll be right back.
All right.
The Rizzo and Jeff Show is always out trying to, well, they're trying. More of the Rizzo and Jeff Show next.
It is 105.9 The Mount Asheville's Classic Rock, the Rizzo and Jeff Show on your radio, and a lot of things to talk about today. But there was maybe one thing, that I'd like to talk about, and that is we mentioned earlier in the week that this Helene thing to people outside of here would not become, or should I say, would lose the sexiness of the story, things of that nature. And I happened to come across a thing on Twitter from, I think it was Fox News or something, and they were talking about how, like, now everyone's shifting their focus back to Helene because I guess Milton wasn't as and again in Florida DeSantis said it wasn't even in their top like five.
Yeah, but it still wasn't good.
No, it wasn't good. No.
There's still areas that are flooded and people have lost a lot of things in their house. But
you're seeing people go, it's 24 hours without power. I finally got it back.
Just got it back 24 hours. I worked down there for a lot of years, so I have a lot of friends, and they're like, last night they were like, 24 hours without power,
right.
And then boom, then the service came back on. But
right. I have just water.
Right.
But like that.
Right. But like I told you, Florida's so just in spending so much time down there. The preparation for something like that is it's like a machine. How they get it done, it will blow your mind. How they are out there and rebuilding and cleaning up. It's just unbelievable. You've never seen anything like it. As soon as that thing moved out of like whatever town, boom, that town's getting fixed in the middle of the night.
It's sort of like either northern Michigan or upstate New York with snow.
Right.
You know what I mean?
They have the getting rid of the snow. The vehicles they have look like army vehicles.
They do.
They have sidewalk bulldozers and all kinds of stuff. And boom. You're not snowed in for more than a day in those places where you get like 2 feet of snow. It's nothing.
So the thing that I think that, and I don't know how you feel, but as somebody who has lost things and
right.
knows people who've lost people and is trying to get insulin to these people, which, I found out that some made it to Spruce Pine. Spruce Pine is cut off from like the world. Yeah. And I'm trying to help them get generators, propane. I hit up the dude at my buddy Scott and Tim at Blossman yesterday.
The generators are good, and you can get those, and FEMA will get those for you. You either buy them and they'll reimburse you, or they'll help you get them if you have things like in your situation where you had to come to the radio station because we had a generator and you had insulin and you got to keep it cold.
Yeah.
So
and I had to buy dog beds.
Right. You didn't have a choice.
Yeah.
By the way, my dog loves that dog bed and he doesn't leave it.
Does he love it?
Yes.
I'm so glad.
That you got. So
it was $60.
Well, let me tell you, he didn't even want to come in the actual bed last night because he loves that dog bed so much. And he would always come to bed.
I know.
But he didn't want to do that. So, but nevertheless, yeah. So the insulin stuff, and that's an amazing thing. Because I know how sick that makes you and how it changes you. And I've seen it, the ups and downs. It's peaks and valleys constantly every day.
There's no, it is. There's no respite or anything. And so, to feel like, and this is just in general, this is not a hit on any particular organization as far as like, news site or anything, but to feel like, okay, well, now that Milton is kind of over it and people are getting power back, now let's shift the focus back to, the death and despair that is Western North Carolina. To me, I don't, I thought this was interesting, curious as to what you think about it. I have some audio here.
Okay.
As Hurricane Helene was inflicting almost unbelievable damage last weekend in North Carolina and other southern states, television news just blew it. Somehow, it wasn't much of a story. But that changed at the beginning of the week when TV outlets, perhaps realizing their blunder, went to Appalachia and found death, destruction, desperation, and the total death toll now over 220, much of that, or some of that, in that region alone.
We need things like baby formula, baby food, pet supplies. We need outreach.
Please. The baby hasn't eaten 5 days. He's a year old. And I have a 9-year-old son here that's got epilepsy, and I haven't been able to feed him anything in 3 days.
And it's just really horrifying.
So now they're trying to find the saddest stories, I think, to try to make it, I don't know, I just feel like they're trying to take what's going on to us here and turn it into something like, that's, I don't know, like depressing, sexy news.
Well,
you know what I mean? Like,
look,
it's like, dude, you're messing with people here.
Yeah, but
we're trying to rebuild.
Does.
We got people that are building pipes 17 hours a day, text in, and, we're trying to give you a little bit of levity throughout all this. And it's just that upset me, I think.
Well, look,
you know what I mean? That kind of stuff.
Here's the thing. I'll get about a half hour of the news just to keep up to date with things.
Yeah.
And after like a half hour, 45 minutes, and I go back and forth, Fox and CNN, just see what everybody's saying.
Right.
And I literally feel exhausted.
You do.
After like 45 minutes of the news. And it's just like I can't take this anymore. And I wanted to see how they covered this.
Me too.
And,
I haven't been able to really, except on social media. But I was like, what is this? You're finding the worst, most horrifying. And again, I dealt with that. With these people in Spruce Pine and stuff that have no insulin. But come on, man. What about the people who are working hard to fix stuff?
Well, even they try to politicize everything. So it's like Kamala Harris called DeSantis, but he didn't answer. And then he's coming. He went on. He's at least you're not in the chain of command. 1, 2. I have to worry about saving people. I can't be going on this ridiculous back and forth with you at the moment. So there's a bunch of that. So that's kind of what became the big story. And they kept asking him that question. He's like, look, I have 22 so many people that I have to take care of. I can't worry about that at the moment.
21 or 22 million people.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So listen, it is what it is. But I just want to say that I know that Jeff and I and us here at the Mountain and of course all of Asheville Media Group, I think we appreciate everyone, from the people who are at Spruce Pine and people who have lost everything and the people who are out there working and the people who are out there trying to make life a little regular, whether they're working at the cookout or anything like that. And I think it's stories like that I think I'd like to see more. So, I just kind of wanted to quickly just kind of share with you something I saw on the news that I thought, let's talk about, that guy who's doing the pipe 17 hours a day. Let's talk about what that's like. Like, I don't see anything about any of that. You know what I mean?
No.
I see a testy Biden eating ice cream, or I see, angry, people crying.
Yeah, but it's cool, and we get to talk to the guys that are out there doing that work and doing that amazing work and doing those things. So,
we
cool.
get to at least say to you on the DL kind of what they're thinking and saying. So
yeah, well, look, to those guys, working out there on the pipes and that are texting.
Thank you.
And when this is
we love you guys.
When this is all said and done, let's go out for a beer, all of us.
Yes,
and
a beer.
Yep.
On them or on us.
Well. That's to be discussed.
Yeah.
Hey, did you know we got a new app? Make sure to update it or download it in any app store by searching 105.9 The Mountain.
Right, that makes sense. It's Rizzo and Jeff, 105.9 The Mountain, Asheville's classic rock. And I would like to say that being handed a bottle of water by a man who is a billionaire is exhilarating. It is. It's exhilarating.
Yeah.
Before McDonald's, he was the CEO of Kraft, the CEO of Pepsi. Okay. He took over as the reins as the CEO of the global corporation, not USA. There is a CEO and president of McDonald's USA in the leadership team. But the CEO of the world McDonald's, like McDonald's, like the guy who like knows Monopoly pieces and has the briefcase, like that guy.
Okay.
He was here yesterday.
All right.
He was on Patton Ave. His name is, I can't pronounce, Chris. I'm going to butcher it. Kizemski. It's a Polish name. I can't.
Well, in doing your research, you could have just YouTubed an interview with him just to see how somebody said his name.
No, he doesn't do.
He doesn't do interviews? Okay.
He does magazine only.
Oh, wow. Well, that's quality stuff.
See what I mean?
Magazine only.
He's a magazine only kind of guy.
You know why? Because you can control the narrative.
He doesn't sit down with reporters. Chris Kempczynski is the best. So anyway,
the CEO of McDonald's.
The CEO of McDonald's, Chris Kempczynski.
Now he handed you this bottle of water. Now he
went to Harvard, by the way, got an MBA and ran Kraft and Pepsi, so he knows what he's doing.
Now you are holding on to this water like it's holy, like the Pope handed it to you.
Okay, here's why. You guys, if you listen to the show, you know me. I drive down the street, I see the Hamburglar, I'm pulling over.
Well,
I drove down the street, I saw the Hamburglar, I pulled over.
Well, listen,
I didn't know he was there.
No, I get it. And as I was driving by yesterday to go downtown to do wash, I saw like a crowd of people. I have driven by it. I live off of Lesser Highway, so I've driven many times past the McDonald's on Patton Ave, and I've seen the truck. But this time I looked as I came, and I was, there was a little bit of traffic, and I looked over to the right. I'm like, who the heck is over there? I thought it was like a news thing that was happening. You know what I mean? I thought we were looking at like a local news thing that was going on, and I guess not. I was, you were spot on with it. El Presidente, yeah.
Oh, 110%. Yeah. But so this is what happened. Long story short. For a sense of normalcy, Jeff and I have been talking about the McRig, which is unfortunately left yesterday. I guess that's why it came.
Yeah.
But the McRig has been here, and it's been handing out hamburgers and fries and apples and water and stuff for free.
But has the McRig exceeded your expectations? I ask you that.
Well, I would say yes, because they include the chicken nuggets. I am a little disappointed at the size of the fry, and I'm a little disappointed I couldn't get a frappe. Don't tell me McDonald's can't get ice in here.
Okay.
All you need is ice.
All right.
And so, Chris, I appreciate you, bro.
Yeah. Sorry they had to feed people instead of your tastes.
Well,
did you complain to them? You had a chance to do it?
It's funny. It's really fun. It's really interesting you asked that. I said to him, I said, it's crazy to be handed a bottle of water by a guy who makes $107,000 a day.
Yeah.
I said, but.
That's a way to his heart.
I said, but what about the frappes?
Mm-hmm.
When will the frappes return? Don't tell me that you can't afford to bring some ice down here.
Right.
And then the security guy came over. You
got introduced into the security detail.
The security detail. And I'm like, whoa. Because I thought it was just a regular. I didn't know this was a CEO.
Right.
So I pull in because I see the Hamburglar. Okay. And I'm like, oh, this is fun. I go into a video. I try to hang out with the Hamburglar, but the Hamburglar's acting really weird. Hamburglar's not acting like the Hamburglar. He's acting like the Ham Samaritan. Right? He's not a burglar today. He's very well behaved for a Hamburglar. So I'm like, this is a well-behaved Hamburglar. And by the way, quality Hamburglar costume. This looks like this came from corporate. This is like a $50,000 costume.
Okay, so the guy making it, the guy wearing it, he's the worldwide global Hamburglar that probably makes, $250,000 a year just to travel around and not speak.
He is the guy who travels with the CEO in a $50,000 costume that probably makes $750,000 a year. Yeah, that's him. So okay. I'm sitting there making videos and asking him questions. He's not talking, and usually you get a few words from the Hamburglar. So I'm like, Yeah, you get words from the Hamburglar. You've never had words from the Hamburglar?
No, never met the Hamburglar. No,
the Hamburglar several times.
We didn't cross paths too many times in my life.
Well,
except for the '80s when they actually had the good playground outside. The real metal stuff where it was hot and you'd burn yourself. Playing on the good stuff back in the day at McDonald's.
Well, I'll tell you
where you could smoke inside the McDonald's.
Where you could smoke inside the McDonald's. That's right. So, and I guess he came because they also announced that they are preparing for a challenging 2025 and they're laying off people.
Yeah.
So
they are.
Yeah. So that's probably why he came as well. So anyway, I pull in, try to get an interview with the Hamburglar.
Who isn't laying off?
Well, that amen. And again, this area is so devastated by things, and we hope that we can recover very soon. And that's kind of why I wanted to stop by, because I'm like, this is kind of cool that they're doing this. Hamburglar's not talking. I pull my car over. Now I pull it over next to the truck where all the buns and all that stuff are, so I'm out of the way of the line of traffic. So I'm on video. Hamburger, I'm walking around. The second that I get in the proximity of just like, I guess where he was, but nonetheless, I was in the proximity of what I thought was the meal truck. Okay. I get swarmed by all these black shirt, black pants, black sunglasses with an earpiece security.
How many people on the security detail would you say? If you had to take a guess, for
30,
the CEO of McDonald's,
30, because, and I'll tell you why. They were the ones directing the traffic. If you looked yesterday, the people swinging the flags were wearing black shirts.
30 on a security detail?
Listen to me.
Wow.
There was two at each entrance. They were lined around the line. There were plain clothed people with earpieces, okay? And this guy who, again, he's not dressed like a CEO. He has black sweatpants. He's got a black hoodie on, and he's with his smoking hot trophy wife, right? I mean, she is a bombshell, this woman, right? And I'm like, who is this man giving out water, and why does he look like, he was in a magazine?
I got to tell you, with that security detail, maybe Trump needs to get a job with McDonald's.
I was going to say, Trump would be a lot safer. I said that on the video. I'm like, I haven't seen the security detail like this with a president.
Yeah, well.
And I have been in the Oval Office, and I have interviewed presidential candidates. We've interviewed global superstars.
I know. Yeah, well,
you know what I
crazy.
mean? At the peak of their fame.
Yeah.
And I go and I talk to this guy about the frappe, and then this guy in this black shirt comes over, and he goes, "Hey, let me talk to you for a minute. Pull your car over." I'm like,
"Oh no!"
I'm like, "Oh no! What's going on here?" He's like, "Pull over." I'm like, "Okay." He goes, "Can I get you some food? What can I get you?" I'm like, "Yeah, that's fine. I'll take some." So he gives me like 8 meals, which was good because I was able to give it to the people at my apartment complex who are working so hard. And they give me some meals or whatever.
They gave you 8. You handed out 2.
Well, actually, to be honest with you, I gave all of them.
Did you tell them no cheese?
I did. I asked if they had any with
special
no cheese,
order, yeah.
and they said they weren't doing that right now. Hello.
Yo, Johnny.
Oh, what's up, Johnny? How are you, buddy?
Yo, what's going on, Pencils? Hey, man.
What's up?
Hey, listen up, man. Can't really understand why you just didn't punch your Hamburglar right in the face.
Because I would have been arrested.
He had his moment and he blew it.
I didn't blow. Do you understand that the CEO of McDonald's makes $100 and some million a year and has a security detail bigger than the president?
So let me tell you this, okay? So he puts his pants on like me and you too.
I'm with you, bro.
He's got 2 legs, I reckon. But listen, so what's the big deal about the money? Because I've done a little research last night. I was watching Wheel of Fortune. Kind of curious about something.
The Ryan Seacrest.
So
how you feeling the Seacrest, by the way?
Yeah, I ain't feeling that.
Nah, I'm not feeling it at all.
I'm with you.
Not too good.
I don't
anyway,
like it.
I looked on yonder on the, of course, Google. You can Google anything. But anyway, and I looked up the net worth salaries of the episodes of all that and the annual salary. Well, old Seacrest making $28 million a year, annual salary. $28 million.
Let me tell you something. He is the luckiest man on earth. All he is a radio DJ who got lucky on American Idol.
And by the way, they film like 3 months out of the year, and he's done.
And he's absolutely he's just a DJ who started off at Star 94 in Atlanta, and he just got lucky.
Here's the kicker: Pat Sajak was only making $15 million a year.
Yeah.
So. I mean, they almost doubled that boy's salary.
Because
you, man,
do you want to know why? Yeah. Because he's this. They think he's this. He's doing the New Year's Eve. He is Mr. Safe.
He's safe. He's a nice guy. He's a nice guy.
Yeah, he is Mr. I'm putting his show on everywhere because he's like, all right. So coming up, we have a story of toffee. You know what I mean? Like he talks about like hot cocoa. He is the worst.
The chemistry between him and Vanna just ain't got it.
Oh, I know.
Really,
I know.
He's like, and he's about 1 inch taller than Vanna too, so it looks kind of weird there anyway.
Well, and you know what? He's not. He's very short. But here's the other thing too. He wants Kim Kardashian on that show.
Yeah. Well, whatever.
No, whatever. I'm not. You can't watch Wheel with Ryan Seacrest and Kim Kardashian.
No, man, it'll go off. It's going off on my. It might go off anyway if Vanna leaves, I'll probably shut her down anyhow. Yeah. But anyway, so I just want to tell you that about this feller you're talking about, the old Golden Arch guy.
Yeah.
He puts his pants on the same way me and you. You know, the water's going to taste the same. You know, you can go put your water up on your mantle and look at it and say this dude's awesome or whatever. But honestly, I probably would have punched the old hamburger in the face.
Well, I know.
I'd been arrested, you know.
Well, see, John, it's not that. I think it's cool. It's just, I thought it was weird. It was a weird experience pulling into the Patton Avenue McDonald's yesterday because the people waving flags were security. The people handing stuff to you were security. And then the CEO who was handing the bottles of water out to people was surrounded by like a team of 6 people in black shirts. And like they pulled my car. They pulled my car over because I asked them about a frappe.
It's a wonder they didn't do a search and seizure on you because you know you look kind of guilty anyway and got a record.
Oh well,
that's for sure.
That's for sure. And not only that,
you do always look guilty. By the way,
I do look guilty, and I don't know why.
And when you get pulled over, you get frazzled, and you look even more guilty.
I do. And you know what? Yeah. He was giving me the 3rd degree, and on top of all that, all I wanted to do was go with the Hamburglar, but he was being ignorant, and I should have smacked him. Now I feel bad. Yeah. I feel like I missed an opportunity.
I feel bad later, but listen, today's Friday. I got a few minutes left. On 26, between the Jersey walls, I need some getting me pumped up music. Get some pumped up.
All right, so what's going to pump you up?
A-C-D-C.
All right, man. Take it. Marie, what's up, Marie? How you doing?
I'm all right. I was just trying to make a comment. I've seen a video of you and the hamburger yesterday.
Okay, and your thought, did you think I dealt with the Hamburglar okay? Because Johnny didn't seem to like it, and that was the national Hamburglar guy, and I was with the CEO of McDonald's.
I say you do it calmly, because it was for me. I was like, hey, you going to talk to me? You're not even a rubble? I mean, it seemed like he was a stuck-up hamburger.
He was a stuck-up hamburglar. Nobody, like, that's what I'm trying to tell people. He was like...
listen, he was the high-end. He came from corporate.
He did.
Yeah.
He did.
He didn't have money waving in front of his face, so he didn't have time for you.
That's exactly...
No.
You know what? You know what, Marie? That's exactly right. He didn't have time for me. I was nobody to him, and he was with his CEO. He was with his.
I saw that you were trying your best to get his attention, and he just kind of looked away and kind of looked behind him like you weren't even interested.
And I even said, "Give me a thumbs up. How many how many whatever do you have?" And he was like, he gave me like a thumbs up. I was like, "What is this?
I was like, what is the deal?"
Well, the global headquarters are in they're in Chicago, so I think
that tells it all right there.
They call it MHQ, so McDonald's headquarters, MHQ, right there. So
he's a hamburger, right? He could act like he was trying to take a hamburger for you, stage it. Say, hey, since you're online, let me give you a hamburger. Act like I'm taking it from you. That's what he's about.
Right? Yeah, you got it. You got it, Marie.
So, and you know what? It was nice. The McRig, it was helpful, Marie, but like the Hamburglar thing, the CEO guy thing, it's like it was all photo op. You know what I mean? We're here struggling, and he's flying in here in a helicopter with 30 people. You know,
it's just publicity. He just wants to show that he came out. He just wants some more publicity. Just to line his pockets more.
That's it. That's it. Well, Marie, thank you for your strong opinions and watching the Hamburglar video and noticing what I noticed. Thank you, Marie.
Always, honey. I'm here for you. Y'all have a great day. Y'all have a wonderful weekend.
We will,
too.
Marie.
We appreciate you. We love you. Get better. Feel better. But listen, moral of the story, Jeff.
Yeah.
Hamburglar, 1 out of 10. The video's up. 1059 The Mountain Facebook. I'm out on the burglar.
You're out.
I'm out. And you know what? Chris Kempczynski.
Yeah.
I might go eat Frosties because you know what? I don't want the frappes. You're raising the prices anyway.
Yeah.
How's that? Stick it in your pipe and smoke that.
Yeah, I bet he will. Very expensive stuff in his pipe. And he's smoking away in Chicago.
Yeah.
More Rizzo and Jeff coming up after a quick break on Asheville's classic rock station.
We're going to be talking with the CEO of Call Dad coming up at 8 o'clock. So I wanted to maybe talk about this for a minute here because I finally found out where some of the diabetic supplies that I acquired and went to Spruce Pine, which they're completely trapped. That's where the majority of the medicine went, including some of the shelters, and I think 526 pens were given away. So anyway, here's the situation. They have, I guess what you would call, these people who give out and they're basically in essence volunteers. And, I think it was earlier this morning, Jeff, he was the one who said, and I'll have him explain kind of what he means. But Jeff basically said that I was the new leader of the diabetes gang here in Asheville, which is something I take with an honor because had it not been for me getting my medicine, I was telling you that, Jeff, you said I was the leader of the diabetes gang?
Well, look, listen, it's an important thing to lead the diabetes gang in the area, but what you did to help get that there and your fiance, that was pretty awesome to make that work.
And it was definitely her TikTok that kind of elicited this caravan that we put together to get to these people in Spruce Pine and Girton and all that other stuff.
Now, people don't know that for many years, and I think if you watch some of the commercials and he would come on in the infomercials, Wilford Brimley was the face of diabetes for many, many years. And Wilford Brimley, of course, everybody knows Quaker Oats guy, but he did many different things. He was,
but if you were to say, what's the one thing that you could quote from Wilford Brimley, it would be diabetes.
Yeah,
everybody knows diabetes.
Right,
that's what it is.
He was, in Cocoon, and but he was the Quaker Oats pitch man. Everybody remembers that. So, but yeah, the diabetes for sure. And when you found out that you were, dealing with the diabetes when it first came about in the late teens, I guess I found out in 2015 or 16. Yeah.
And it was a newer diagnosis at this time. And I'm going to post this picture on the 1059 Mountain Facebook because people don't believe it, Jeff. But sort of in jest because I never thought it would be possible as Wilford was, in kidney failure. We tweeted at him. And we said, it was Twitter at the time. And we said it, hey, actually, I'll read it. Our friend said, at Real Wilford B, I would love for you to consider passing your large diabetic baton torch to my dear pal Rizzo, and then the radio station that I was on. He is a diabetes survivor with lots of experience in strokes, diabetes, the entertainment industry, and I think he will honor you as your replacement.
Right.
Now, again, I thought it was a silly thing, and it was what it was. Then, on November 23rd, 2017, look back, that, ladies and gentlemen, Thanksgiving, 9:24 p.m. Wilford Brimley, still alive at the time, tweets back. And he says, I, Wilford Brimley, it has now been passed to Rizzo. The diabetic baton. Carry it. Happy Thanksgiving.
Wow. Right before one of the biggest eating, glugging days of the year. He passes it to you before Thanksgiving.
And it's just, I thought it was an interesting story kind of correlating the stuff that's been going on here because, again, starting with, for those of you who don't know or new to the show, my fiance, who we call Baby Hands, she made a TikTok video saying, I can't get this particular medicine. I can't get my sensor. I can't, or transmitters. I mean, the transmitters for these things that you stick in your arm are very hard to get, and they're in short supply. And there was a nurse, and there was another woman in New Jersey who FedExed me one, and then there was this nurse her name was Lisa. Then there was this nurse who, and I told you guys yesterday that brought this caravan from Tallahassee. And, I found out yesterday from them, and they texted and all that stuff, where it went. And to hear that it went to Spruce Pine, and then it went to the VA, some, and then some went to different shelters, I felt really good. And, you then reminded me that, I now, am the, Wilford Brimley of Asheville. Is that how
Wow. I mean, you're complete. Your career is complete, and I'm sure everybody listening is so enthralled by this. But you are so now
that Wilford Brimley, while he was dying on Thanksgiving, passed the diabetic baton to me. That's a compelling thing.
So now I ask Asheville. I ask this of you, okay? As we're battling through this together, whenever you see us out, you either can refer to him as Rizzo or Wilford. You decide. It's up to you. I'll put it in your hands.
Let me ask you something. You could text 222-95. You could text
240.
I'm sorry. It's been a long week. 240-1059, not 222. Or you could call 240-1059.
Are you just making up phone numbers at this point?
I am making up phone. I'm like, ugh.
Yeah.
Anyway, yes, you could text that. I would love to know, what if we changed it to Wilford and Jeff in the morning, or Jeff and Wilford?
Jeff and Wilford. All right. What are we going to be handing out dates and prunes? Come on, stop.
Hey, did you know we got a new app? Make sure to update it or download in any app store by searching 1059 The Mountain. And catch all your favorite songs.
It's 1059 The Mountain, Asheville's classic rock, the Rizzo and Jeff show. And listen, we have our good friend John on the phone after a little Billy Squire. John, what's going on, my friend?
What's up, Rizzo?
How you doing, buddy?
Well, as a member of the type 2 diabetes or diabetes gang, I'd like to say that it would be an honor to have you as our leader.
Wow, the diabetes leader.
And see, I'm a type 1 because I had a stroke, but, wouldn't it be nice to be a member? Like, and I'm posting it on the Facebook as we speak. Wilford Brimley actually said that I could take the baton from him before he passed away.
That is an honor. I followed him all the way back in my younger years on Walker, Texas Ranger.
Oh, and God, I love Walker, Texas Ranger. In the eyes of... Right, yeah.
But actually have him, tweet you back or send you a message back, that's a big accomplishment, and I believe that you should run with it.
I'm posting it on the 1059 The Mountain Facebook page, but he, we asked for the diabetic baton, and if I could carry it for him as he was, passing. And on Thanksgiving night, he was sitting at home alone, and he said it has now been passed.
Why do you have him alone? He didn't have to be alone.
He was alone. His wife had passed. So it has now been passed to Rizzo. Happy Thanksgiving.
Now, I had to remind him of this. This is something that he let slip from his memory.
I forgot about the diabetic baton. This was a Jeff thing.
Well,
so
like I said, as that community, even if I'm a type 2 and you're type 1, lead us all, Rizzo. Lead us all.
Thank you so much. You have a great day.
Good luck with that, pal. Okay, all right.
You have a great day, man. Thanks for calling, okay?
Yep.
All right, take it easy. Lead us all, Rizzo, says Mike.
Uh-oh.
Coming up, we're going to be talking to the CEO. Oh, you hear him all the time on all the commercials from Call Dad. Something really, really special that you're doing to help the people here in the community. But I suggest you go to 1059 The Mountain's Facebook because we're going to be talking to Matt from Call Dad coming up around 8 o'clock. But the diabetic community has given me their nod, Jeff, and I will take it and I will run with that baton.
What a thing to have on your shoulders. Run with it, Rizzo.
Burden.
Run with it.
It's a burden.
The Rizzo and Jeff Show is always out trying to, well, they're trying. More of the Rizzo and Jeff Show next.
It is 105.9 The Mountain, Nashville's classic rock. The Rizzo and Jeff Show right here on 105.9 The Mountain. And Jeff, I love hearing his commercials.
Yeah, I know.
Favorite on our favorite of mine. They're always interesting. They're always unique. You know who he is just by hearing his voice. But we have coming up in just 1 second the CEO of Call Dad, because I'm going to tell you something, Jeff. They are doing something that's really special. Okay, they're doing special installs with guaranteed time frames. Guaranteed. Because they know people are calling around, they're trying to find assistance. They're not finding anyone that's available. They have to wait weeks. All right, they're giving out discounts based on the number of days that it will take them to get to you. And if it's over 2 weeks, your new system is completely free. HVAC system and all, Jeff.
Yeah, look, it's so important right now. We're looking at it going into next week. It's going to get cold. And the CEO of Call Dad, Matt Pozda, is with us now. We were initially, when I was talking to him, we didn't want to get too deep into the woods in football. We got some rival teams.
That's it.
Us and him. But we won't let that stop us, Matt, from the amazing things that you guys are doing.
How are you, Matt?
I'm doing well. How are you guys?
Doing well. So this is really cool what you guys are doing here at Call Dad. And I'm curious as to what gave you this idea? What made Call Dad, kind of go out of its way to kind of guarantee, certain times and to come up with this idea of if we can't get there in 2 weeks, the system being free? What made you come up with something like that?
Well, let me, if you don't mind, I'm sorry to derail, but no. I just want to throw a kudos to you all. I mean, I've been listening to the show, and just the information that you're sharing and the information that you're sharing on a real-time basis and just what you're doing for the community. I mean, you guys are the tip of the spear in information, and I'm unbelievably thankful. I'm sure the community is unbelievably thankful. My father-in-law is diabetic while he's not in the area. But what you're doing on the insulin side, I mean, all that stuff, it's unbelievably, again, impressive. And I'm thankful. So on behalf of at least my organization and the people that I know, thank you guys. It means a lot to us. I'm sure it means a lot to the community as well.
Yeah.
Well, thank you.
Matt, look, you never expect anything like this to happen. So catastrophic. And, when you're thrown into it, we understood the responsibility, right? And we knew what we had to do because we literally were the only lifeline to people to be able to talk. With no cell service, no TV, nothing, people went back to their radios, transistor radios, and we're turning them on. And we knew, a lot of sleepless nights, just making sure we were connecting people, whatever we could do. With some of the, linemen that are out there, they're working so much harder. But yeah, we really do appreciate that. Yeah. It was an honor for us to do it, honestly.
And go ahead.
I was going to say, the last thing I was going to say is I know you've been comparing a lot between Florida lately and talking, in that context. But again, ever since I've been in Asheville and knowing Asheville people, there's always been this kind of undertone of roll up the sleeve mentality. And I tell you, mountain folk are strong.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
This is just proof that, mountain folk don't mess around. You know what I mean? They're like, we are taking care of this ourselves. hell or high water.
Matt,
right? So
Matt,
it's impressive.
We had an 80-year-old woman who called us, and a tree was down in her driveway.
Yeah.
And she didn't want to wait around. She called us. She's like, can somebody just get out and bring me some water? Because I've been out here sawing the tree in my driveway at 80.
At 80.
So it was unbelievable.
But we're just doing the best. Listen, we're doing the best we can. We were, trying to be of service and still are, but I think that's kind of what Call Dad is trying to do. I think Call Dad kind of realized, we were doing our part, and I still am, and we still are, but so is Call Dad. And so tell us, where you got this idea, and why is Call Dad, kind of at the forefront of this. I mean, I know you're a Carolina-based, company, and you care about this area, but what was the impetus to kind of come up with this idea? Guaranteed times and stuff.
Yeah, so we have 5 pillars at Call Dad, and the first one being serve like family. So this is really the essence of why we're branded Call Dad. It's not a specific dad per se, but it's the concept of a dad in the sense that if you're in a dire situation, you want to know that you have somebody to call, and they're not going to backtalk you. They're not going to give you the runaround. All their response is going to be is, I'm on my way, because that's what Dad would say, right? So the most uncomfortable thing that I'm sure people are going through right now is just uncertainty. And it's uncertainty about when power is coming back on, when water is coming back on, when they're getting the necessities back. And if we could just alleviate one aspect of that uncertainty as an organization, we have a unique set of skills, and our set of skills applies to home comfort systems, right? So as you mentioned, cold weather's on the way. We want to make sure that people have heat, and we want to make sure that we take that uncertainty away. So telling people that we're going to get there same day, giving them exact timelines on when they can expect air back in their home. Again, assuming that their home is accessible and, that it's standing, right? We're going to do everything in our power to bring all the resources that we have to bear and all the skills that we have to bear as an organization to help out in any way we can. I don't care if it's a hug, if it's a handshake, whatever we got to do to serve the community and serve it like family. That's what Call Dad stands for.
Well, and it's great, real quick, just because, again, Call Dad, if you're just tuning in, we're speaking with the CEO of Call Dad, Matt Pozda. And Matt, trusted AC and heating services since 2013. And thank you for doing this, because these guaranteed times, people call around and they can't get to anyone, let alone, I'll get to you in February. It is 105.9 The Mountain, Asheville's Classic Rock, the Rizzo and Jeff show. If you're just tuning in, we absolutely got, some really cool information from our friend Matt at Call Dad. I got a couple text messages in because I guess people are getting a little, what's the word, antsy. They're getting nervous.
Sure.
They're asking about, how, what is the latest with the, road closures. How do we get out of here? How can I even just get out to have a mental health day?
We know the curfew is at 11 p.m. Okay,
right.
So
right.
That gives us a little bit more time out there, and some things.
And some restaurants are opening, and on the Asheville Foodies group, they kind of have like this running Google Doc of things that are open. So maybe if you're Jeff, you find yourself a man of the cookout. Jeff, listen, you have become a man of the cookout.
Look, I never, it's not like I hadn't gone to cookout before.
Of course, yeah.
But I feel, to me now, the cookout just, having it, and I've now had it twice, having it
in a week,
I've had it twice, has been great. Now, when I went, I did it the first time, and I felt like I needed it, okay?
Right.
So I put my tray together, and I talked about that. Then I went a second time. And the second time I went,
because you got curds the first time.
Second time I went, and as I get older now, I really feel like I have to watch what I eat because nothing seems to settle well.
Mm-hmm.
I went cookout style on the burger.
Oh,
you would hate this. It's the chili slaw.
No way.
You would never. And I don't.
I want a hockey puck and yellow mustard.
Right. So I got the second time around. I went fries and quesadilla.
You got a quesadilla?
Quesadilla.
My goodness!
And let me tell you something, okay? before Wolf Blitzer was done with his first initial when it went on, like the second story, I was done the meal. Okay, when Blitz, I was watching.
So you're
Blitz.
telling me you were watching B-Dog Blitzy with his beautiful mustache?
So the one whole story comes on, and I'm watching the story. Boom, they go to the second news shot story, whatever he was doing. And then boom, I was done the meal.
Before I get to the issue with the roads that somebody talked about, let me ask you: do you like a bearded blitzer?
Yeah.
I don't. I remember Wolf when he was just Wolf, and now he looks like one, and now I'm like a little concerned.
Okay.
I don't trust a newsman with a beard.
Yeah.
Newsmen are supposed to be clean cut.
Not him.
You know what I mean?
No, not him.
Like, we could never be newsmen. Our beards grow too fast. But, like newsmen are supposed to be clean shaven. You know, his hair, even though it's coiffed, it's still a little wild. You know what I mean? It's like a wild do.
Okay, well...
Are you telling me that hasn't eroded your trust in Wolf Blitzer?
I never really had much trust in him to begin with. He's the talking head to me.
He's got a big... Have you ever seen him in person?
No, okay, I'm okay with it.
Listen, aside from Geraldo Rivera, true story, he has the largest head I've ever seen. Have you seen the Great Pumpkin, Charlie Brown? It's Wolf Blitzer.
Is it?
I am telling you, the man's head, I don't know how it stays up on his neck. He must have Arnold Schwarzenegger neck muscles.
Really?
Well, it's unbelievable.
Well, the only thing about him, he really doesn't go too far left or right. At least he kind of tries to stay down the middle. Well, or he acts like he does as he does it. But hey, you know what's something pretty cool that I did see, by the way? Sierra Nevada. The Mills River Tap Room, gonna reopening it for today
lunch.
For limited lunch, from 11 a.m. to 4 p.m., which is cool. So all food, by the way, if you wanted to go, 50% off throughout the weekend.
Think about that, guys.
So everybody could come together there. You get half off the food and gather. And they said share a meal and a pint. So I got to tell you, I might
have some brewskis.
I might have a destination.
Wow.
Spot. All right. Coming up this weekend.
See, that's the kind of... And now that I got the diabetes on track, all right,
if you wanted to,
I could go have a pint and a burger now.
Right.
You know what I mean? I'm looking forward to that. But, in the vein of, things kind of trying to get back to normal, because of all of the after... A lot of people text us about roads. Like, I guess people are trying to leave this weekend or for some reason. Or at least a lot of people that are listening and texting in. Roads opening back up after Helene. Obviously, the ones that you need to watch, obviously, are 40 and 26. Road conditions are becoming clearer in the area. However, if you're traveling between, WNC and Tennessee, it's like almost impossible.
How
Extremely limited.
How long?
40 and 26 are closed at the Tennessee-North Carolina line. So,
have you seen pictures of the Blue Ridge Parkway and stuff? And all
there's
the trees?
A business with the Pisgah Inn. They're going to go out of business.
I know. They did a whole thing with the guy. I thought terrible. I know.
You know what I'm saying? The guys are going to go out of business.
I know.
And the whole point of the Blue Ridge Parkway, I used to, before I had to send my child away as a refugee.
That you like to go with him and go out that way, right?
What we would do is he got real hooked on the gem mines, right? So I was like,
Who hooked him on that?
That was me. Yeah, it was me. I said, let's go to the gem mines. What the heck?
The gem mines. Collect rocks.
Well,
that's one of your things.
It's one of my things. Right. I said, let's go to the gem mines. So we go to the gem mines.
How are those rocks working out?
They're taking up space. So anyway, now because I can't afford, even though they're very affordable and kind people, I can't afford to go, getting $50 buckets, especially now for the foreseeable future, losing a car and whatnot. So I would take them on the Blue Ridge Parkway. And on the Blue Ridge Parkway, we would pull over and we would get rocks. And he actually found like some quartz. It was actually crazy. It was some of the stuff that they found on the blue
right.
So, what is it, rose quartz? I was like, how do you find this stuff? And so we would do rock it, and it would burn 2 hours, and it would run his energy out. So he would go home and take a nap and be tired, which was wonderful.
Well, you ran him out so he would nap, and then
100%. Why do you think I took him to the soccer field? Except that my mistake about going to the John B. Lewis soccer fields was that I had to also go on the soccer field. So then I changed up my my approach, and I said, "Let's go rocking." And when you go rocking, I was the inspector, so I would be
fat guy thing to do. the kid loves to play with the soccer ball.
He loves soccer.
Yeah, have him out playing soccer. He's having the time of his life.
Loves it. Loves the John B. Lewis soccer field.
And then you convince this kid that he likes rocks, so that you could be a rock inspector. I mean, if you could find the
fatter thing. Forget talking, how about you, cheese curds at the cookout?
I don't have any kids, so forget talking to Call Dad. We're over here talking to Fat Dad. Okay.
Listen, I convinced him that I was a rock inspector. So I sit in the car, and I use my phone, and I pretend it's a magnifying glass.
Yeah.
And I tell him what it is, and I completely make up the rock.
Do you?
I do. Yeah. I'm like, oh, boy, this is some mica. Yeah. Keep looking. This is valuable stuff.
Yeah, all right.
Even though it's all mud.
Yeah.
So it's not a fat dad move.
Yeah.
It's a sleepy dad move.
No, it's listen. It starts with the fat, then the sleep. Okay, the fat makes you want to sleep.
All you got, what is it? All you got to do is call Fat Dad.
Yeah, call Fat Dad, or find him on the Parkway when it opens.
Find him on 105.9 Mountain.
Text a message to Rizzo and Jeff now to 828-240-1059.
105.9 The Mount Asheville Classic Rock, the Rizzo and Jeff Show. Talk about hot-blooded, man. I'm a little hot-blooded after listening to some Foreigner, and I think I'll remain hot-blooded as we talk to whom, Jeff?
We talked to Daryl. Daryl, and a lot of people are worried about this, dealing with this when it comes to your home insurance. And he says he's got a little tip if you use State Farm as your insurance company.
So Daryl's got some State Farm tips. Daryl, what do you got, my friend?
Well, unbeknownst to me, I've been paying food spoilage on my insurance for the last 20 years, and went down to the State Farm tent out in Westgate in front of Earth Bear, and they cut me a check for $500.
Whoa.
Wait, what's it called? Food spoilage?
It's food spoilage. So the power went out, all my food spoiled. They cut me a check for $500.
Oh, man.
I didn't even know I had that on my insurance.
What's that?
I'm sure there's a lot of other
40 cents a month too. Like that's like so worth it.
Yeah, and it probably wasn't $500 worth of food, but that's all right.
Well, at least $500 goes a long way.
Listen, if I'd kill somebody for $500 right now, you know what I mean?
What was that hiding in page 65 of the agreement?
There's probably a lot of people that have that don't even know it, and it might be worth checking out.
Okay, and
that's
it's
a great tip.
Food spoilage. You know what, man?
State Farm, if you got it, or maybe and another insurance company, maybe you have it as well.
It may be too.
Yep, something to check on.
Well, you know what? That's some quality information. I appreciate that, my friend.
Yeah, good deal.
Thank you very much. And you know what? I always wondered about Andy Reid and about Patty Mahomes and about him eating chicken nuggets in those commercials. But now I really believe he's in good hands.
I got to tell you, my friend, nobody's cutting Andy Reid a check for food spoilage.
It is 105.9 The Mount Asheville's Classic Rock, the Rizzo and Jeff Show. And listen, we just have a few minutes here, but I just wanted to let everyone know before we get into the 9 o'clock hour, because I wanted to tell you guys about some things that I did yesterday, a video I did, and about meeting a very powerful man who had more security than the president, and why the Hamburglar and me are no longer on good terms. So we'll talk about that. But FEMA has opened some new assistance sites across WNC. If you're a survivor of Helene, you need some assistance, stuff like that. If you are in Buncombe County, Pack Square Park, Emma Community Center, New Bridge Baptist Church, 800 Fairview Road. That's AC Reynolds. Beach Community Center, 503 Park Street. The Walmart on Airport Road, guys. The Walmart on Airport Road, literally like right across from like the Mercedes. Riceville Community Church, okay? And then Montford North Star Academy. So, and the North Star Academy one, though, they're only there from 9 to 2, but everywhere else, they're open later. So, Pack Square Park, Emma Community, Newbridge Baptist Church, AC Reynolds, Beach Community Center, Walmart on Airport Road, 503 Park Street, Riceville Community Church, and Montford North Star Academy. I just figured I'd let everyone know because they just opened 4 of them this morning.
We got a message in from Kimberly. They're going to be set up, and she's going to be set up helping out. Get the word out. White Rock Baptist Church in Candler tomorrow.
Yep.
At 10 a.m. They're going to be passing out items for anyone. So if you need water, they're going to have it. Hygiene, clothes, shoes, non-perishable food items, diapers, wipes, so much more. And also going to be serving food starting at 12. So White Rock Baptist Church in Candler, if you could help out and you need anything, they're going to be out that way starting tomorrow at 10 a.m. All the local churches are the ones that are always helping out so much.
It really is.
It really is awesome to see.
It's the churches. Yeah. So, listen, 828-240-1059. The Rizzo and Jeff Show continues. And with that, we'll post that list. I'm sure it'll be up at 828newsnow.com. You can check them out, download the app, and 1059 The Mountains Facebook. But
D taking care of stuff. It's D and the D-ites. They get stuff
the
up.
D-ites.
At 828 News, so always a great resource as well, so make sure you check them out, okay?
Yep, but coming up in the 9 o'clock hour, Wilford Brimley, a little bit of a baton of sorts, and why me and the Hamburglar almost got into a fisticuffs. Big stuff.
Killer stuff.
We get it. We're new. So it's time for you to sound off on the Rizzo and Jeff Show. Let us have it. What do you want to say to us? What do we need to know? Call now. 240-1059. Coming up on
1059 The Mountain, Asheville's classic rock. The Rizzo and Jeff Show. And, Jeff, we got Lady Darlene on the phone.
I said, Darlene, we're going in about 30 seconds. Rizzo, she said, I'm ready.
Darlene, you're ready. Go ahead. Floor's yours, Lady Darlene.
I just have a quick question. I thank you very much for what you two are doing. I've put you on every single morning, listen to you.
I appreciate that. We're trying to, inform, but also give you a chuckle here and there because I think we all need it, So I appreciate that.
My question, though, is because we still have to boil water, is it safe to shower?
Okay. Are you in Black Mountain then?
I'm in Weaverville.
Okay. And you have water?
Yes, sir.
Okay, let me read exactly what they said, because the answer is no, but it's very important that people know this.
Because everywhere is different, and,
So, okay, if you have water, this water is not drinkable, even if you boil it. It is not to be used for showering, even if you boil it. It is not to be used for anything, and barely for flushing toilets. This warning will be in effect until further notice and the water is at least treated enough. Do not shower, put it on your face, drink it, your body. There is sediment. There could be things that you don't even want to know. You know what happened here, particles in that water. Do not shower with that water. Okay?
Well, I have to say, I already did.
Oh, well, boy. Well,
you know what, Darlene? You're a rebel. It's okay. Let me ask you, is it brown or discolored a little bit?
It is not. Doesn't have an odor. It's not brown.
Okay. All right. Well, Darlene, you're going to be the first woman in Weaverville with 3 arms. So you're going to
be like the three-eyed fish on The Simpsons, Darlene.
Now we're not supposed to even boil it. And we
no. I mean, you can boil it for flushing. But it says right here, I'm reading it. It's at 828newsnow.com. Okay, water is expected to start flowing to parts of the area. Okay, obviously Black Mountain, parts of Weaverville. This is not drinkable, even if you boil it. It is not to be used for anything, all caps, other than flushing toilets.
Wow.
Yeah.
Darlene, I know it's a pain, but,
one step at a time.
Head over to them showers. They're clean. They're safe. They're good. Whether it's Trinity, whether it's Sam's, whether it's Walmart, whatever you got to do. But do not get there again because, Darlene, you're going to come here and you're going to have 3 heads.
Okay, we don't know what's in there.
We don't know what's in that water right now, Darlene.
Oh, my gosh. Well, I wish I had called you guys before I took a shower.
Well, you know what, Darlene? You must have gotten up late because I'm going to tell you, I did this. I said this exact stuff at 6:47 because I'm actually getting ready. I'm saving the show at the podcast.
What if it's the polar opposite? What if it gives you some kind of superpower? Right, and Darlene can now fly because she used the water.
She might have foresight.
So we cannot boil water and cook with it or drink it, even if we boil it.
So, again, this is according to, and Jeff, I apologize, but what they're saying is they have, it's basically a code red announcement, limit water use until the systems are fully operational. Distribution is restored and begin to flow. Ensure all faucets are turned off. Please do not drink. Even if you boil, it is not to be used literally for anything except going to the bathroom. Think about what could be in there, Darlene.
I don't want to know, guys.
Well, look, you just never know, Darlene. Okay, so just we get it. Everybody gets excited, but just be very
careful. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Hey,
Riz.
Yes, Darlene.
No, that's my husband, Michael.
Oh, Michael. Sorry. Tell Mike we said sup.
I just have a real question, if I can take just a quick minute.
Sure, Michael.
One, I love beanie weenies.
That's a good way to start the call.
Yeah,
Go ahead. If you know us, it's a good way to start. Go ahead.
Yeah.
I just laughed when you guys were talking about beanie weenies the other day.
We're trying.
Where was that? I just have a question. What you were talking about McDonald's this morning? Where was that?
On Patton. It was on Patton. Yeah.
We're actually getting ready to talk about. Yeah, we were getting ready to talk. We're actually going to talk about this coming up in about 3 minutes in its entirety after Fleetwood Mac. But yes, it was on Patton Avenue. They had what was it called?
It was called the McRig, like a big rig, but it was called the McRig, and they were just giving food out. And they've been here doing it, but the CEO arrived yesterday, so we're going to chat about that in a little bit.
I just caught the middle of it. I just was wondering where that was, if it was here, but okay.
That's okay. It's very weird. And wait till you hear what happened with the Hamburglar, because me and him, we are no longer friends.
Yeah, I can imagine.
When you all were talking about it.
See that? The Hamburglar. I'll tell you what, we appreciate you guys. It was on Patton Avenue. The McRig is gone. But Jeff, the burglar.
Yeah, we'll refresh, folks, of the CEO of McDonald's who makes disgusting amounts of money and your Hamburglar story.
Well, and of course his security detail.
Yeah.
I don't like the Hamburglar. It's 105.9 The Mountain, Asheville's Classic Rock, the Rizzo and Jeff show. Me and the Hamburglar used to be friends.
No, did you?
I'm still cool with Grimace. Still cool with Birdie. Still cool with Ronnie Mick. I'm okay with the McNugget gang.
Yeah, this story seems to be, people really are into this story because I don't think they can believe that the worldwide CEO of McDonald's was here yesterday.
So this is how this started, just to set the background. I'm driving home. Got done talking to the boss. Said, how you doing, Stevie? He said, Steve and the gang is good. Yep. I said, peace out, Cub Scout. He said, later, Gator.
Oh. Later, Gator.
We walked out.
Wow.
All right.
Wow. Yeah. You guys have your own little weird, stinky little dialect.
We do. We do it. And so we walk out. You carry your jug of water out. I pull out. You go up Leicester Highway. I continue straight down Patton. Now, I always check the McRig, and for those of you who don't know or did not know, McDonald's sent the McRig here. Jeff, when did they send the McRig here? Do you remember? Was it it was last week, wasn't it, or something?
Yeah, it's been here for about a week, and I think that they were initially going to go, but wound up staying because I guess they just knew how much help was needed here, and still is, by the way. But they stayed here, and they fed a lot of people. That line just never stopped. It was pretty amazing to see on Patton Avenue, that McDonald's, and giving those free meals, which helped a lot of people, I'm sure.
Helped a ton of people, especially men and women with children.
Right.
So when I drive down the street, I've stopped a couple times, and it's been fun and all, but I stopped down. And I see these weird flaggers. And flaggers, they usually have like a McDonald's shirt on with like a vest or whatnot. But these guys, all black shirt, all black. So I'm like, this is bizarre. For the first time since I've been in Asheville, since I've been in the state of North Carolina, I get a glimpse of the Hamburglar.
Why? Do you glimpse him in other states that you've been in?
I do.
I've never glimpsed him once.
I've glimpsed him many times.
I've been in many places.
And me too.
Yeah.
Our career has taken us all over this beautiful nation. And I get a glimpse, and I will admit to the people on Patton Avenue, I dangerously cut across 3 lanes of traffic immediately to get to see the bird.
Well, that's nothing on Patton Avenue. People do
true.
it all the
People
time.
do it all the
when
time.
you see an opening, you got to take a shot.
You got to take a shot.
Yeah.
You got to take a shot. So anyway, I do that, and I pull in, and they're flagging me in, and this, that, and the third, and everything's fine, And then I decide that instead of getting in line, I'd like to let people get their meals. So I pull up. And I'm like, this is the vibe. Everybody is like, it's like manufactured Willy Wonka happiness. It's very weird. And then there's these people, they're all in black. Then there's plainclothes people with button-down shirts on and earpieces. And I'm like, there's something up. So I get out and I start to video. I thought it had to do with the Hamburglar. I go over to the Hamburglar, not a word. Not a stinking word. I'm doing an exclusive interview on the 105.9 The Mountain Facebook, which, by the way, has reached 2.2 million people this week. I have a video that has like 1.5 million views up there, okay?
Wow, you're like a real Zuckerberg.
No, I'm not a Zuckerberg, but what I am is I feel like the Hamburglar should at least take my interview. All right?
He's busy.
He said not a word. I thought something was amiss, so I took that camera and I started going around and all that stuff. And then as I get closer to the truck, I start seeing all these guys in black shirts. And you'll notice in the video, kind of circle around me, watch me, and then you'll see me abruptly end the video. Because I abruptly end the video because these men pull up to me, and they look at me as I'm making the video, and they give me the wrap it up now or I'm breaking your phone look. So I wrap up the video, and they tell me to get back into my car. So I say, okay, I'm back in the car. Sorry, here's my business card. I'm just trying to, do something for the, show the community what's going on. It's my job. And the guy was like, listen, I get it, but you don't know. The CEO of McDonald's is here. And I said, what do you mean the CEO? And he goes, the CEO of all the McDonald's in the world. Just like that. And I'm like, oh, wow, okay. There's a security detail of about 30 people. Okay. Right. Now the guy says, here, let me pull you in here real quick. Just get a bottle of water, nod your head, say thank you, and then pull over. So I pull up, I get the bottle of water first, right? And the bottle of water was handed to me by the CEO of McDonald's, who happened to be the CEO of Kraft before that and Pepsi before that, Chris.
What gigs?
Well, how do you find your way into CEOing $100 million a year jobs? That's what I'd like to know. Plus, you get stock options.
You have an MBA from Harvard. That's generally how it's done.
That's true. Yeah. Well, I don't.
He does.
Yes, he does. So anyway, I finally get over, and he gives me the water, and I say to him, and I didn't know it was him at the time until the security pulled me over. I said, I know you got ice. I said, can you just do a frappe? All I want's a frappe.
Yeah.
I said that to the guy.
What did he say to you? Is that what you want, big boy?
No, what he said is, sorry about that, sir. You're going to have to pull forward. Thank you for coming to McDonald's. And then the security guys like circle around them. And they like move them, and the guy's like pull over.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, boy.
Yeah, let's take care of the hungry children, CEO. Well, this guy's over here worrying about 7,000 sugar bomb caloried frappe.
But I didn't know that was a CEO, so then they tell me to pull over, and I just wanted to express my desire for a frappe. That's it. If anything, it's a nod to his product.
See what you do? You finally get your Ozempic, and now you're dialing up frappes?
Well, no, it's not that. It's that I had the energy to I've been out doing diabetic caravans, helping the community. Right. I figured I'd see if I could reward myself with a frappe. So anyway, they tell me to pull over. I pull over. They said, this is CEO McDonald's. How many meals would you like, sir? And I don't eat cheese on a burger.
Right, I know.
And so
they have to custom make them, right?
Or are
they not doing that?
Oh, no.
Okay.
No,
I'm surprised they wouldn't, though.
Well, I think it's just get in, get your meal, get out, because you got the burger, the fries, the nuggets, the apples, and the water. So anyway, he's like, how many meals? So I say, just give me a couple meals. So he gives me a couple meals, and I take them to the people at my apartment complex because they're working hard cutting down trees, stuff like that. Shout out to them. And they say, sir, please pull forward and please exit the parking lot. And they walk behind my car.
And make sure that you go.
They walk behind. Yeah. There's 4 people walk behind my car, and the flagger looks at me, and they give him the nod, and he literally stops the traffic on Patton Avenue so that my car could pull out. So
they probably saw you viciously cut across 3 lanes of traffic to roll in to a wonderful thing that McDonald's is doing here, only for you to think that you get a special order on a menu. Okay.
I think it was the interview with the hamburger, because the reason I say I have a problem with him is he was arrogant. He didn't say a word to me. He didn't interview. He didn't do nothing. The burglar. Who do you think you are? It was a $500,000 a year corporate hamburglar. That suit was beautiful.
You better be careful, all right? Because the next time you turn on that car, you're gonna turn it on. You're just gonna hear click, click, click. Wait, what's this? Click, click. Click, Tony Soprano style, pal. You're out of there. The burglar did it.
Hey, did you know we got a new app? Make sure to update it or download it in any app store by searching 105.9 The Mountain.
Jeff, we have Beverly on the phone, correct?
Yeah, Beverly.
Yeah.
Good morning, Beverly. How we doing on this Friday? You ready for the weekend?
I'm reopening my office, and I'm thrilled.
Wow.
What office? What's the business? Tell us about it.
It's a attorney's office.
Oh,
are you an attorney?
No, I'm a paralegal.
Okay.
Attorneys are going to be needed these days with apartment complexes, charging people, insurance, everything, right?
Yeah.
So what?
Yeah,
what were you just calling to tell us you were opening your thing, or do you want to chat about the burglar? What was going on? What's going on?
I want to talk about the Hamburglar.
Why wouldn't you, Beverly?
I'm so glad.
Yeah.
Okay.
Go ahead.
So he never talks.
The Hamburglar?
He never talked in the commercials.
So there's a misnomer.
See, I thought I was right on that, Beverly. Thank you. I said that earlier.
Beverly, if you watch the McDonald and Friends cartoons,
isn't that different?
No, the Hamburglars.
I'm sorry, what?
The McDonald and Friends cartoons, okay, from the 70s, the Hamburglar and the McNugget gang talk. Now, the Hamburglar did sinister laughs because he would always steal the cheeseburgers, but he, in fact, did have a voice. And every time I've spoken to the Hamburglar in public, he's always said something through his suit.
Yeah. I think he's making this up, Beverly.
Yeah, the commercials, he never talked.
Well, see, they say that about Grimace, too. And then there was a commercial Grimace did with Randy Jackson where he said, Grimace, bump with me, and then Grimace was doing the bumps, and he gave, like, a smile.
But you know how whenever you're in Disney, they cannot break character?
Right.
Well, he was there with the CEO.
You see? Yeah.
So you're saying that you believe...
If he was with Iger, you know what I mean? He couldn't break down there. Right.
Right. I don't think it was you. I think it was him doing what he was directed to do.
Ordered to do.
So because it was like a really like manufactured Disney like happiness. It was kind of freaky. But so you think the burglar wasn't ignoring me. You just think the burglar was following orders to kind of just smile and get people them burgers.
He was he was staying in character.
Beverly,
do you think I have a case?
The Hamburglar was ignoring him, okay? He's rolling up asking for frappes.
I was asking for a frappe, Beverly.
Yeah, well, I don't blame you on that, but
see,
don't blame the burglar.
Don't blame the burglar. We got it, Beverly.
You know what? Can't end it any better than that. Beverly, thank you so much for the call. Okay.
You're welcome. Love you guys.
Love you too. Appreciate you. Don't blame the burglar, Jeff.
There you go. What a motto.
Don't blame the hashtag don't blame the burglar. I'm gonna use that as a hashtag for the podcast on the 105.9 The Mountain Facebook day to see if it takes off. Hashtag don't blame the burglar.
All right, let's do it.
828-240-1059. Here's the Rolling Stones. We'll be right back. Again, not blaming the burglar on 105.9 The Mountain. Classic rock. Stand with me. Who believes the burglar was ignoring me? Who? The Rizzo and Jeff show. Looks like we got Big Mike on the phone. Big Mike, what's up, man?
Hey, how you guys doing down there? Everything going good or what?
Things are great.
Yeah, it's beautiful down here. No water,
no showers, no power.
Actually, believe it or not, I am going to fly down there and I'm going to help out.
Well, that would be awesome.
That's awesome.
Man.
How you doing that? You just taking a flight? What are you going to do?
How's he going to fly down here? I don't know, with a kite? How's he going to fly?
No, they have $69 from Rochester to Greenville.
Oh, yeah.
From Southwest, $69, and I go from Greenville right up to you guys and help out any way I possibly can.
Wow. That's very nice of you. I mean, there's so many people who need help, and FEMA, the Red Cross, there's churches, there's people looking for volunteers, there's a list on our website and 828newsnow.com. I mean, that would be so cool. Just be careful, man. It is like nothing you've never seen before, bro.
Unbelievable. You guys, that sucks, man. But you know what? There's a reason for why you guys are down there, and I think this is why.
I hate to think so macabre that way, but I think that, us helping people, which is what we love to do, and trying to bring a little levity and information in the face of such horrific disaster, I think is something we pride ourselves on, No,
you guys are doing a great job. Just put a smile on someone's face. I mean, that's worth it all. So I'm going to come down there. I'm going to help out any way I can. Obviously, I can't put a chainsaw on a plane, but whatever I can do, I don't know. I mean, I'll look up on the website, but I am coming down there to give my help.
Well, when you get down, give the show a call. There is a list of places that need people and help and stuff like that at 828newsnow.com, and you can always give us a call or shoot us a text on the line here, and we'll make sure that we can hook you up with the right thing, volunteering and all. Just make sure you can find a hotel, okay?
Sounds great, buddy. I appreciate you guys.
Thanks, buddy. We'll talk soon. It's good to hear that. Good to hear your voice. Good to hear that you're coming down, my friend. That's amazing. People from that listen to us from all over the country trying to fly down and help.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome. Just connections that we made in other places, and to know that they want to come down and help. That's great stuff.
Amazing. Here's a little John Mellencamp right here, 105.9 The Mountain, Asheville's Classic Rock. It is 105.9 The Mountain, Asheville's Classic Rock, the Rizzo and Jeff show on your radio. Almost time for us to get out of here. But a couple of quick notes. Couple from callers today, and the podcast will be up today. I think was, an interesting show, informative, also a little bit of levity to try to, get people going. So definitely check that out. That's going to be up on the 105.9 The Mountain Facebook. But Jeff, two things. One, guy called about insurance, especially State Farm, right? And he said something about food insurance.
It was food spoilage.
Food spoilage, right?
There was a clause in his deal with State Farm, and he was over at Westgate, right over here, by the crumble cookies and everything like that. And I guess they had a setup, and there was a food spoilage clause in his insurance, and he wound up getting a $500 check from them. Now, is that the cost of all the food spoiled? No, but it's $500 something. So it's one thing to maybe look into in your insurance policy.
And we looked, and from what I can understand, this is kind of, if you have a homeowner's insurance policy, a lot of these policies, Jeff, actually have the food spoilage.
Oh, no.
And who thinks about that? You know what I mean?
It's like a rental car agreement.
All right.
You don't look into all 80 pages of it. You just sign it away. Do you want the insurance? I guess. I don't know. It's food spoilage. Who looks at that?
No, yeah, food spoilage or however, whatever the clause is. But ask your insurance company because he said they went and cut him a check for $500. Nice. Now, granted, he lost more than $500 worth of food, but I thought that was important.
Right.
The other thing that I thought was important was the woman who called from Weaverville. And the woman who called from Weaverville earlier today said that she got some water. And I know that Black Mountain as well got some water because of the connection. And I think it's pretty safe to say, Jeff, that according to not only 828 News Now, but the government and everything like that, under no circumstance should we use the water for anything except for going to the bathroom, right? Didn't you find like this warning? I mean, it's up at 828newsnow.com as well.
I think it'd be very careful, be very cautious of using any water that comes back kind of immediately. Even
if you boil it.
Right. But they want you to boil it and just be careful. It's not advised at the moment to be jumping on all that, so...
this woman took a shower.
She did. So I'd kind of be careful and give it a little bit of time here. A lot of the water needs to be treated. I know every town's different in how they operate and how they do things.
Correct.
So if we don't have the direct answer for you, call somebody in your town. Call somebody in Weaverville and say, hey, I got the water on. Am I okay to use it? Because we know that everywhere could be different. As this very fluid news comes in as we go, things could change. Because in one town they could say, go ahead. Splish, splash, and take a bath.
Right.
Get your rubber ducky. In other towns, they could say, hey, boil it and just use it for this, that, and the other thing. So,
but it says, quote, water is expected to start flowing to parts of the area Thursday and Friday. This water is not drinkable. Even if you boil it, it is not to be used for anything at all, in all caps, except for flushing toilets. This warning is going to be in effect till further notice because of the sediment and God knows what else is in that water. So for that woman, who took a shower, please don't do that again. Expect the water to be discolored. She said hers really wasn't, but I know that some of the people in Oakley, that it's kind of like brownish, like chocolate milky. A lot of sediment in it, Jeff. So a lot of mud and this and that could damage your pipe. So try not to use it a lot,
Yeah, for sure.
So we will be right back to, close this puppy out of here. But the Rizzo and Jeff show is on your radio. We will get to the final calls here in just a moment. It is 105.9 The Mountain, Asheville's Classic Rock.
From the best classic rock songs of all time to the best radio show of all time. We're sure that show is somewhere. We just can't tell you where. So here's more of the Rizzo and Jeff show.
It is 105.9 The Mountain, Asheville's Classic Rock, the Rizzo and Jeff show. Getting ready to get out of here. This is Jay Giles band you just heard from. But let's get one more person. Here we have David on the phone. Dave, hello.
Hey, how's it going?
Good, buddy. What's up?
Good. I was just wondering if you know what kind of pants the psychic wears.
What kind of pants a psychic wears?
What do you got, Dave?
What do you got, Dave?
Oh, a pair of normal pants.
A pair of normal pants. Oh, paranormal pants.
Damn it. It's the end of the week.
You got it. Last break, last day on this week, you got me with paranormal pants. I didn't even think about it.
All right.
Oh, my God. I can't believe it.
So what I'm wondering, with all the water sediment, what's it going to do to hot water tanks?
Say that again, buddy?
With the sediment, when the water comes back, what's going to affect the hot water tank?
Well, they tell you to turn your hot water tank off, buddy, until they let you know. So make sure it's off. Make sure it's off.
Roger that.
Yeah.
Amen. Amen. Right. Well, listen, you have a great week, okay?
You too. Appreciate y'all.
All right, take it easy. Thanks for giving us a call. Listen, Jeff, that'll do it for us. This is the end of the week.
That's how the week should end.
Well,
paranormal pants.
Paranormal pants. Yep. I can't believe it. What pants a psychic wears. Well, that'll be about the end of the Rizzo and Jeff show for the week. Have a great weekend. Check us out on Facebook. Podcast will be up shortly. And hopefully everyone has a restful weekend. And remember, help your neighbors. We're going to do the best that we can doing that. And always check out 828newsnow.com and 1059 The Mountains Facebook, right, for all the information.
Yep, we're powering through Asheville and the surrounding areas. Things are looking up. Let's try to look at some of the positives. And if you need anything from us, we are on Facebook all weekend long. Please send a message if you just want to chat to the 1059 The Mountain Facebook page, okay?
That's right. Let's do it together. WNC Strong, Rizzo and Jeff are out. Jess, up next.
From the Mountain Credit Union Studio, unleash your financial potential. Learn more at mountaincu.org.